I am in my Kali Linux, and as you can see, we're connected to a Wi-Fi network named Ash the Cat. It is my own Wi-Fi network, by the way. We're going to hack into this Wi-Fi network today. Let's get started without wasting any more time. There can be multiple ways to hack into Wi-Fi networks. It depends on the type of security your Wi-Fi is using. Like if it's using WPA, it could take an attacker less than 15 minutes, but in this case, it's WPA2. To get into a WPA2 protected network, hackers use different attacks. I'm not going to go into deep detail, but in this video, I'm going to use a handshake capture attack. A Wi-Fi handshake is the part of the process that happens when a device like your phone or laptop connects to a Wi-Fi network that's protected by a password. In WPA2, it's specifically called a four-way handshake, and it helps prove that both the router and the device know the Wi-Fi password. So if we can somehow capture this Wi-Fi handshake, we can try to crack it and get the password. Again, you can use multiple tools to do this, but today we're going to use the AirCrack-NG suite. It's a collection of multiple tools that'll help you test Wi-Fi security. Okay, so let's get into practical stuff. First, we need to scan Wi-Fi networks around us to get basic information about our target Wi-Fi network, which is, in this case, our own Wi-Fi network, like BSSID, channel name, etc. But for that, we need to put our Wi-Fi adapter into monitor mode. Yes, this is important because if your Wi-Fi adapter doesn't support monitor mode, we can't just scan the Wi-Fi networks around us. Most of the time, your laptop's default Wi-Fi adapter supports monitor mode, but if it doesn't, you can purchase a cheap one. Now if I type iwconfig, you can see this WLAN 0 interface. It is in managed mode now. Managed mode is the default mode used by a Wi-Fi adapter to connect to a Wi-Fi network and allow internet access on that device. In my case, the name of the Wi-Fi adapter is WLAN 0, but it can be different in your case. So first, we need to put our adapter into monitor mode. We can easily do that by using airman-ng. It is part of the AirCrack-NG suite. By typing sudo airman-ng start WLAN 0, I used WLAN 0 because it was my adapter name. If it's something else in your case, please change it before spamming my comments section. Another thing we could do before scanning our Wi-Fi network is kill all the processes that can put our Wi-Fi adapter back into managed mode. Because if, in the middle of the whole scan, our adapter gets back into managed mode, we're cooked. Just type sudo airman-ng check kill to kill all the processes that can force our Wi-Fi adapter back into managed mode. Once you hit enter, it'll kill all the processes, but remember that you won't be able to use the internet this way. You must be connected to Ethernet or something similar to get internet access. Okay, so now we're in monitor mode. We can scan for surrounding Wi-Fi networks. For that, we can use a tool named AeroDump-ng. Yes, it's also part of that AirCrack-NG suite. Just type sudo aerodump-ng and then your interface name, and it'll show you all the Wi-Fi networks around you. Once you see your own Wi-Fi network, you can just quit the scan. What we need from here is the BSSID of our network and the channel of our targeted network. In this case, this is the BSSID of my network, and it is using channel 13. Also, I copied the BSSID of one of the stations here because we're going to deauthenticate it from the network in order to capture the handshake. So another thing before we finally start deauthing the client from our network and capturing the handshake, we first need to match the channel of our Wi-Fi adapter and the network. For that, you can type iwconfig WLAN 0 channel followed by the channel number, which is 13 in this case. So now I've opened two different terminals, or better said, I've split them using something like tmux. In one terminal, what I'm going to do is run aerodump-ng again, but in a different way. This time, I'm going to scan only my specific network, not the other surrounding networks. So here is the command. First, we enter sudo, then aerodump-ng. Then we use the --BSID flag to specify the BSSID of the network, then the -C flag to specify the channel, and then the -W flag followed by the file name we want to save our handshake to. I'm giving it my cat's name, and finally, the name of our Wi-Fi adapter. Okay, so now when you press enter, it's scanning everything happening on my network, every packet being sent to or from it. Now let's launch a deauthentication attack on one of its clients to disconnect it from the network. When it connects back, we'll capture the handshake. So for that, here I am in my second terminal. You can use AirPlay-ng for deauth attacks. Just follow along with me using the command. We send multiple deauth packets to the connected client, which disconnects it from the network. Just look, I typed sudo AirPlay-ng, then the --deauth flag, and then the number of deauthentication packets I want to send, like 100 in this case, then the -a flag for the BSSID, the -C flag for the client address, and finally the Wi-Fi adapter name. When we press enter, it'll start sending DOOTH packets to the connected client and kick it off the network. Once kicked off, the device will try to connect back, and we'll get the handshake. After DOOTHing, all we need to do is wait for the handshake to be captured. And here we go. You can see that it has successfully captured the handshake file. We've also got some other files along with it, but the only one useful to us right now is the .pcap file because it contains our handshake. Okay, once we have our .pcap file, we need to crack it. We can try a word list like the RockU word list to crack it. For that, just type sudo aircrack-ng, then your .pcap file name, then the -W flag to specify the word list, which is the RockU word list in this case. Once you're done, just press enter and it'll start trying every password in that word list to match the one in the handshake file. Once matched, we've got the password. So right now it's just running. And here we go, here is our password. I got my Wi-Fi password in just a short while. By the way, this is not the only way you can capture or crack the handshake. There are multiple ways. You can even capture it using other tools, and crack it using tools like Hashcat, which is even faster. Anyways, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, like this video for more content.